Okay, my name is Sebastian Niño. I'm in 8th semester and I study business and administration. So my topic is about, well, the new president of the United States is Mr. Donald Trump, and he's been playing with tariff lately in his new term. So the question I'm gonna ask you is, have you thought about tariff as a lethal gun, as lethal as a gun? So, um, okay, so um, what if tariffs are just about protecting American jobs, but about stopping other countries for taking advantage? So basically, what Mr. Trump sold his campaign was mainly the idea that he was trying to protect the American people from China, Mexico, Canada, because he's saying that the 25% of goods that come to America have a 25% tariff, and they come from neighbor countries like Canada and Mexico. And for example, the Chevys and the Dodge, each time the components of the car pass around from borders to borders, from Canada, from Mexico to the US, each time it's applying a 25% tariff, and that is affecting the consumer. So he isn't in agreement with that because he's saying that these countries are taking advantage of the consumers, of the people of the US. So he thought about a way to stop this, and the only thing he thought for now is applying tariffs to this country. So he applied a 25% tariff on everything, so they stopped doing this, and he could renegotiate the agreements he had with these countries. So, as I said before, the goal is to protect the industries that he saw were most vulnerable. For example, the steel and agriculture from Canada, because Canada supplies energy, some agricultural minerals, and the tariff that they had were affecting the consumers. So he decided to attack them with this. And with China, it's a little bit of a different story, because the Chinese were flooding the US market with lots of cheap products, and they were selling big companies products that could be made in the US. So what he did was, well, right now in this presentation I have the information like from 2 weeks ago, but as you know, Trump does things from one day to another, so this is not completely precise, because 2 weeks ago or two days ago he raised the tariff like to 150% to China, and China raised it to 150% also to the US. So right now they are like in a crazy war. But with the information that I had presented for today, ready for today, they didn't started that war, we could say. So before that, Trump argued that China was stealing intellectual property from US companies, and they were exporting it to other countries. For example, ChatGPT, it's made in the US, OpenAI. His co-founders are Elon Musk and then another woman, I forget the name. And they created a similar AI, and they did it open source, so everybody could like copy it. So this is what he's arguing, and this was what sold his campaign to the US people, so he could become president. So he thought that the tariff would scare the other countries and be able to reduce the foreign dependency. And this also sold like an idea of nationalism in the country. Americans, they have a history of being really nationalist. So this was perfect for him and his campaign. And he boosted not only like national production, because other companies obviously have to see this and try to act before he does it. So they started to come to bring manufacturers to the US, so they didn't become affected by the tariffs. So he the national production boosted, and also the workforce increased. So these were some points in favor to what he's trying to do. But also he had like some problems, like obviously there's not only China in Asia, but there's Vietnam and other countries that also do massive production of lots of things. So he had also problems with Vietnam and China selling his stuff through other countries like Colombia and other ones. So is this a gain or a loss for the US? It depends on how you see it, because as we know, the long-term impacts still remain uncertain, because he is still fighting and he does one thing to another in each day. So it's really difficult to give you an answer right now. But what we have seen till now is that the tariffs help strengthen domestic manufacturing, and the negotiations have been a little bit in favor of the US, but industries depending on China and other cheap products have been affected, and these have raised the price for the consumer in the US. So it's 50-50. Thank you.